Hello, wrestling fan.
What's up? What's up, everyone? This is Neo, a.k.a. The Gentleman.
Hey, my name is Carly Rae Jepsen.
Hey, this is Bruno Mars.
Tell your Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305, and you are now listening to
Hereward Radio, bringing community radio back home, where it belongs.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the first ever edition of the Suplah on Hereward Radio. I am Andy Kwan, and with me, as always, is Liam Dunn.
It's good to be here, Andy. It's good to
great.
be here. How are you? I haven't spoken to you in like a week. How's things?
I'm more concerned and confused about the setup because we're like normally in our bedrooms and stuff. So I'm just like, ooh,
I know. Like, there's so many new toys and everything. I don't know. I'm handling it though. It's fine.
That's fine then.
That's
is it?
fine.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. That's
Great.
fine.
Yeah, brilliant. Everything's going to be great.
It's better than me being in charge than you.
Probably, yes.
Yes. Anyway, how are things? How's everything in the wrestling world? We're coming up to WrestleMania, so.
Oh, anyone but Roman, please. Like anyone but Roman.
Anyone but Roman. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about, well, you've written everything, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're talking about the Authority today, since kind of news is a bit slow, which is a bit weird, because you just said it's WrestleMania, which
it is WrestleMania, but there's no news. It's really weird.
It's weird.
Usually there's loads of news, but.
Besides from Ken Kennedy or Mr. Anderson or whatever he goes by now, he doesn't really, exist in TNA anymore, but no one counts TNA as a wrestling promotion, so who cares?
No. Do you remember that time when he had the Money in the Bank? He won it, I think, at WrestleMania 23, and he was like, I'm going to cash it in at WrestleMania 24, and then he lost the contract, a month later to Edge.
That was you know what, I don't remember what I did yesterday, to be honest. So, I have no idea.
But yes, so we're talking about the Authority, and he's giving me a load of notes here.
Oh, great, thanks.
But before we talk about the Authority, we have the comments.
Yes.
From YouTube. So, I will talk about the first one. This is Bullet Club versus the Shield. He left this on the last show. Isn't it scary that this Roman Reigns push is only the first 2 years out of a whole career, and that WWE will probably never change Roman Reigns' character from the Shield guy, horrible promo, the terrible character who always falls on his face. Roman Reigns will never progress throughout his career, title reign, or ever. I'm scared that Vince McMahon will feed AJ Styles, I can't pronounce the Japanese guy's name.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
There you go. And Finn Balor to Roman Reigns. I'd rather see John Cena see them than Roman Reigns. Hashtag anyone but Roman. I'm currently writing an article for the website at the moment, right? Because I thought this is the first WrestleMania that we've got without John Cena. This is like 12. We've done 12 in a row. This is the first without him. And what I found funny is that at WrestleMania 22, he went up against Triple H with the title on the line. Yeah. And that was the WrestleMania where the fans turned on him. And isn't it funny that 10 years later, something very similar is happening?
It's like they don't learn from them.
They don't learn from their mistakes. It's very odd.
Like, I don't get that.
It's very, very odd. But, I don't know. I mean, it's what's weird is that, a year ago, the exact same thing was happening. Roman was, he was getting booed constantly, and the fans hated him. And then in the summer, when he went against Bray Wyatt, he started to get some momentum again. And then at the Rumble, just everyone booed him as soon as Triple H came out. And that's what I find weird. It was when Triple H came out, that's when they turned.
I think it's because it was so predictable. So like, everyone was like, oh, no, please. I think
the other thing as well is that they got Roman out of the ring before Brock Lesnar showed up.
Yeah,
to try and keep him strong.
And the problem with that was that obviously he's got like, I don't know, as much cardio as I have. So he obviously got kicked out of the Rumble, and like he got put through that table, and he got put backstage, and it's just like, he's coming back, isn't he? He's definitely coming back. So it's just like...
And he has to do he does the John Cena return of, they're taking him out on the stretcher, but no, he comes fighting back because he's the fighting champion.
Like, why would you ever, like, I don't get, like, why they couldn't have just had him out and then, like, I don't know, crawl back in the ring. No, he had to go backstage, obviously have a cup of water or something, and then, like...
Yeah, the thing is that it didn't really make that much sense because Roman, he's supposed to be the new face of the company, but then when he comes up against Brock Lesnar, I understand you want to keep Brock Lesnar strong, but then he got kicked out by the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt to be exact, who hasn't even won a match at WrestleMania, and Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker to break the streak. It doesn't, like, if you're going to keep Roman strong, then put him up against Lesnar. Right?
Yeah.
You could have that Rumble moment where it's like a rematch, because they haven't really done that, a rematch between Lesnar and Roman from last year's WrestleMania. There's never been really a comeuppance there. That could have been where it is. I'm not saying that one had to eliminate the other, but you didn't have to have Roman out of the match entirely. It was stupid.
And it just hurts Roman, because it's like, he
looked
out the
so
match.
weak. He looked so weak.
Like, why would you do that? If anything, he should be like trying to get into the ring. He's on a stretcher. They're trying to take him out. And then he's like, no, I'm going back. But no, it's just like, well, going backstage then. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense.
It's not very good. Order 66? No, 666. I don't understand YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube usernames are a bit weird. And it's very weird saying them on radio as well.
Good influence of the internet on wrestling, because we talked about, well, I wasn't here, I wasn't there for the show, but we talked about whether the IWC was good or bad for wrestling. He put good influence on on the internet on wrestling. Annoyed off fans force,
Again, YouTube commenters are not the greatest.
I think I get what he means.
Grammatically.
Annoyed fans force Vince to listen to them and put Daniel Bryan in the main event at WrestleMania. Bad influence. The point Sam makes about fans knowing too much ahead of time, and that ruins surprises. I wanted to be on this show, and you know what? I think there's an argument for both. And I didn't really get to say my piece, because the good thing about the internet with wrestling is that it opens up a lot of stars to talent, to fans that might not have seen them. Like Ring of Honor, even New Japan.
Yeah.
There's people from all over the world that can check this product out, check out their stars, and, it exposes them on a whole brand new level. The bad thing is, though, there's no more surprises.
No.
Like, even AJ Styles, again, going back to the Royal Rumble, it had been leaked that he was going to go to WWE, and people were like, are you going to show up at the Rumble? And even though they tried to throw it off, and it was a bit of a surprise, but you knew he was going to show up, right? And look, go back to 1999 when Jericho jumped ship, right? That was shocking. It doesn't really happen anymore. A lot of fans, because of things like Twitter and Facebook, and, you can, as soon as you take a picture, you can upload it onto Facebook, which also uploads it to Instagram, which also uploads it to Twitter. So everyone gets to see it.
Yeah.
Pretty much within 2 minutes of it happening. Right? You didn't have that in the late 90s.
Because, like, back in the day, when the original Monday Night War happened, on the first Nitro, Lex Luger, who the night before was contracted by the WWF.
He wrestled at a house show, didn't he? He was at a house show.
Yeah, he was at the house show the night before, and then the next night he appeared live on TNT for WCW.
Yeah.
If the internet existed, that would have been all over the internet, and he would have turned up and no one would have cared.
Think about the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah,
Think about that, right?
If Bret Hart, if Dave Meltzer and all these people knew that Bret Hart was about to jump ship with the E title and go to WCW, no one would have cared. And you wouldn't have had Vince McMahon being Mr. McMahon. You wouldn't have had the rise of Stone Cold Steve Austin. You would have never have had The Rock or any of these people if the internet existed. So,
well, it did exist, but the fans weren't as prevalent as they are
and
now.
it's dial-up.
Yeah.
Dial-up was awful. So that's the problem. I mean, like, I guess you're just going to have to figure out a way around it. I'm not the how guy. I'm just the,
Well, here's
the guy
a good example, right? Similar sort of situation. WrestleMania 20, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, right? That entire audience, this was kind of where fans started to, go online, like, on a massive level.
Yeah.
And know things. Because that audience in Madison Square Garden just completely ripped them a new one. Both of them. Right? And they just booed both guys out of the arena.
It's one of the worst matches.
They had to have Austin save it. It's the only way they could save the match. Obviously, the people were cheering for the referee over the guys competing. Right? That's what the internet is.
Right.
Like, they knew ahead of time. The other bad thing, piracy.
Yeah.
I know it's something that's very difficult to combat, but, you've got the WWE network, and I'm not saying that I pirate, but Shush, don't
Well
look
done,
at
well
me
done.
like
Just
that. Don't
say
look
that
at
on
me
the radio,
like
mate.
that. No,
Right,
don't look at
congratulations.
don't look at me like that.
Next,
No,
the Lincolnshire
shush,
police are going
be
to tell
quiet, right?
Right, okay.
But you go online and they have the network shows online. So really, when you think about it, why would you want the network if their exclusive shows are online for free? And not only that, there's so NXT you can find online, you can find New Japan. Like I said, yeah, it opens up these guys and their careers and their stardom, but at the same time, they're not the promotions that they're working for. In a way, you can almost killing it.
The only thing is, wrestling isn't exactly unique here because, like, House of Cards have just recently come out on Netflix.
And you're big.
I love me some House of Cards, right? And the problem is, I had to binge watch so many episodes in a row because
you finish it off in a night.
It's free, but
do you not have a life?
I do, but I'm just like, no,
no,
I don't. Okay,
I said, do you want to meet up last night? And you blew me off. Was it for House of Cards?
Maybe. But the point is that I had to do all this. Otherwise, like, I would have spoilers thrown at me and, like, my Facebook feed would be full of Frank Underwood quotes.
Yeah, that's
from the
true.
show,
I didn't think of
like,
that. That's the other thing. Spoilers.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised that they stick with the fact that SmackDown is pre-recorded on a Tuesday.
It's weird. I don't get why.
It airs on a Thursday, but with how quickly the internet works now, by the time it's, you know, whenever anything happens on the SmackDown taping, it's online. Straight away.
I mean, back in the day when it started, in like 98, 99.
Yeah.
Fair enough, because the internet, again, dial-up, that weird, funny sound starts and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, that was fine, but now it's just like, you can find spoilers as soon as the taping's finished, so it's just like...
Well, it's not even that. The other bad thing is, do you remember when Del Rio beat Kalisto for the US title on SmackDown? The day after Kalisto won the title.
Yes.
Right? WWE.com posted it all over their website.
Oh.
Because they're like, well, if you're going to hear about the spoiler, you may as well hear it from us.
We'll just do it ourselves. That's like House of Cards going, actually I won't do that. But, you know what I mean? It's just like...
But it's stupid. Like, that's the bad thing about the internet. So, I mean, there's arguments for both. I don't really know which one I'm on. It both helps and hinders it in different ways. M. Gunter, big fan of the show. He comments on everything. He asked, what will be more exciting? WWE Network Roadblock special or a career DVD of the WCW Wrestler Roadblock?
I'm going to be completely honest. Who is Roadblock?
That's why I think that DVD would be better, because I don't know who he is.
And you know what?
I'd learn more.
Yeah.
It'd be less predictable.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, I feel like I would have a more productive time learning the career of Roadblock than watch Triple H beat Dean Ambrose again.
Yeah.
I'd rather,
you know that's going to happen. It's so obvious what's going to happen at Roadblock on Saturday. Simply because, and I'll tell you why. Well, it's tomorrow, isn't it? It's not even Saturday. It's tomorrow.
It's a Saturday show.
Yeah, it's a Saturday show. But it's so obvious what's going to happen. Paddy Power. Now, I occasionally put money on the matches because it makes it a little bit more interesting. It makes it a little bit more, right? Shush.
Okay.
Right? It's not illegal. It's fine.
Oh no, but
it's fine. I don't bet much. Like a pound a match.
It's slightly frowned upon, but hey, whatever.
But it's look, right?
I can't talk. I bet on Leicester winning the league, but whatever.
Did you win any money from that?
It was 80-1. I put £1 on it. This was when they just got first place as well.
Right.
So it's just like, it's £1. So if I win, I get £80.
Wait, when's that? When do they?
They've got.
I know nothing about football.
They've got like 8 more games left. So
Jesus
please,
Christ.
please.
That's a bit of a burner, isn't it? You're gonna have to sit around waiting for a while.
Well, it was just for a laugh. No, what can you do? But anyway, your point about
my point. So I put a little bit of money on things.
Right.
It makes it a little bit more interesting. Not much, like £1 as well. And Paddy Power hasn't even put any odds on this event.
Wow.
Because it's that obvious. It's that obvious as to who's going to be walking out.
Okay,
as
so
the champion.
That's.
They even put that. I mean, think about it. They put odds on the Royal Rumble.
That was the most predictable thing ever.
No, my favourite one. I think we mentioned this on a previous episode. Yes. They put Donald Trump down.
Make wrestling great again. Build a freaking wall.
You know what you could have done,
right?
If you really wanted to get like Trump over as a heel, right? Have him enter the Royal Rumble with Alberto Del Rio, and have him throw Del Rio over the top rope.
That's
that would get him over as a heel.
That's low. You can't do these things.
And this is why I don't work for them.
But
no, they had like Austin down, but the best one. Oh, they had Wayne Rooney down as
they had
a participant of. So They actually had
He can't score for Man United. What do you think he's going to win the Rumble?
they had him down
Okay.
as not only just a participant, but someone like I think it was a 1 to 150 or 150 to 1, whatever the odds go.
Who would be stupid enough just to put even a penny on that one?
But it's happened. They put it. It was true, and so this event is too predictable for them.
That hurts my head. That really.
Same company that said that Donald Trump might have a shot at winning the Royal Rumble 2016.
It's
That's a
Donald
fact.
Trump. Like, what?
To be honest, he'd be the best heel in the company.
He's the best heel in America. He's the best bad guy America has at the moment. Like, he just goes off on one.
Yes. But anyway, so we may as well start talking about the Authority.
Yes.
So you've got some notes. Why didn't you run us through it?
Yes, so in case people don't realise, this Authority angle with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon has been going on for nearly 3 years. It actually started at the SummerSlam pay-per-view in 2013, which, if you remember, Daniel Bryan beat John Cena with cleanly with the running knee, and then Randy Orton comes out, cashes in Money in the Bank, but Triple H pedigreed Bryan.
Yeah, so Bryan survived a match against John Cena, right?
Survived is the key word in that sentence.
Survived,
Yeah.
right? And then Triple H holds his hand up and he's like, oh, look, he wins. Great. Good for him.
Oh, no, wait,
And
that's
then-
one person.
That's the wrong person.
I'm just so used to Cena winning all the time.
And then Triple H pedigrees him. One pedigree. So he's gone through an entire match against Cena, right? And then one pedigree from Triple H lays him out cold. And Orton takes about 5 hours to walk to the ring.
Because that's what he does. He just
And
walks
then he just
slowly.
hands the briefcase over to Triple H. Triple H is like, ring it. And then he just pins him. And that's it. And that's how the Authority starts, because they didn't like Daniel Bryan.
I'm not going to lie to you. I was at a bar that night. I was not a happy man.
When were you drunk?
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a fun time. But the angle's been going on since then. So is it time for it to end? Is it time for it to just stop? Because Shane McMahon's back. Is it time for Shane to come in as a good guy, authority figure? Should we just get rid of them? What do you do, Liam Dunn? What would you do? If you were Vince McMahon, damn it, what would you do?
It's a bit of a tough position. The Authority has worn out its welcome.
Right.
They're doing a very bad version of the corporation, right? A very bad imitation.
Even the corporation didn't last this long.
No, but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to recapture that magic. Like, Bryan was supposed to be the underdog, almost, not quite Austin-like, but you get what I mean.
I
Like, he was
couldn't
the
think of
anti-authority.
anyone the opposite of Stone Cold Steve Austin. A
No,
vegan
but you get what I
guy-
mean, though. Don't
Yeah,
be
I know
an
what you mean.
idiot. You know what I mean. But the Authority is supposed to be like the corporation,
Right.
essentially. It's a modern day corporation.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and we've said this on previous episodes, the problem is that you can't be a heel on Raw, but a babyface on NXT.
Yeah, and
So Triple H is going on Raw and he's screwing out Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan or whoever the top babyface is at the time, like Dean Ambrose. He's screwing them out.
yeah,
And then he goes to NXT and he's like, the fans helped us build this.
and just starts
like,
posing like,
yeah, it doesn't quite work like that. Either you're a heel or you're a face.
yeah, you're a good
right?
guy or you're a bad guy at the end of the day.
Yeah, so you can't have on, like, it doesn't make sense. What are the NXT fans supposed to do? So Triple H is like, you helped us build this house. So,
Well, I'm
Yeah.
the gamer.
so, yeah, thank you. And then the lights come on and all the fans are cheering, yeah. But and the other thing as well, what also doesn't make sense,
Right.
is that Roman Reigns puts Triple H out of action, then Triple H shows up in London on NXT,
Yeah.
and then Roman Reigns like, no one's seen him. Wait, what?
He
Hang on,
was
does this
in
take place
ano-
in a different universe?
He was in another country. That's why you just didn't see him. He flew on a plane and then he went over to Wembley
Does Roman
Arena.
not watch the product?
Clearly not. And the thing is as well, clearly Stephanie doesn't watch the product either, because she, like, this whole Divas revolution and, like, trying
Oh,
to
God.
empower women is fair enough. But, like, she's a bad guy, right? So the issue is that when she, brought out Sasha Banks
Yeah.
and the others, Charlotte and, Becky Lynch. I was
There
going
you
to call her
go.
Rebecca. Not
This is
Sasha.
how impactful this Divas Revolution was. Andy can't even remember who was a part of it.
I remember faces, names, not so much.
Yeah.
The thing is that, she's a heel, but when she brought them out, she was like towering above these women in high heel shoes.
Yeah, she was in like
was the
massive
face of it.
stilettos, and all
Yeah.
these girls were in their wrestling boots. So I don't know.
Look at me,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's like, okay, so you're a good guy here because you're empowering women, and that's great, and that's fantastic, but you're a bad person because you've made Daniel Bryan wrestle 5,000 people in one match, and your Roman Reigns keeps getting messed around. It's like, what? Make up your mind. Are you a good guy or a bad guy?
Here's the other thing, right? So it's not just that. Because I know you asked me about what I would do if I was in the situation.
Right.
And I will come to that. But the other thing is the other reason why the authority doesn't work is because they've been split up like 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Brian.
So you've noted it down.
Yeah.
Brian should have ended it. And then Ziggler did end it. And Roman Reigns is trying to end it.
At
right?
what point do you think, why does this thing still exist?
Yeah.
Because, like, you're not selling this enough.
No.
When Dolph Ziggler was the sole survivor at Survivor Series, what happened was John Cena, the almighty god that is John Cena, Superman, the king of everything on the planet, loses, right? Ziggler wins it.
Yeah.
The authority is gone.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, a fortnight, 14 days, the authority come back.
And they're back.
They're back. For what reason? Who knows?
No.
No one knows.
There's no reason why they should have come. That's when it should have ended. That's when it should have ended.
Well,
why did they come back?
I don't know. There's never really been, like, an explanation.
No.
There's never really been any, it's just like, for giggles, let's just bring them back.
So what was the point of that entire angle? There was none. There was no point.
If I could bang my head on against this desk, I would, because it doesn't make any sense. And I feel like my brain cells and my brain is just imploding thinking about, like, why would you bring something back that you literally just killed it off? I don't get it.
No.
And it's weird.
No, it's stupid. So, what would I do? Well, they've kind of booked themselves into a bit of a corner here.
A bit of a pickle, yes.
Yes, because the authority's just not working.
Yeah.
However, I don't think babyface authorities work.
What?
Right. Let's look at Teddy Long.
Please. Hey, Teddy, what Teddy did
Let's look at Teddy Long.
matches. No, he...
Do you want Shane McMahon to make tag team matches with Randy Orton or The Undertaker?
No, because Shane McMahon is not Teddy Long. Teddy
No,
Long was
I don't
like...
think... No, it doesn't...
You're gonna face The Undertaker or
Alright.
a tag team match.
Give me an example of when a babyface authority worked.
Stephanie
Exactly.
McMahon, ironically, of all people. Right?
Wow, that is ironic.
Oh, that really hurt my head then. Okay, so when Stephanie was running SmackDown, she was a face.
This was back in 2003.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff was the heel
on Raw.
That worked.
But Bischoff was brilliant as a heel authority.
Bischoff has got the kind of face that you just... I just hate the way he looks, because he looks like a snobby idiot. And I don't like that, right? So the thing is, I don't know, I mean, a face can work if you have decent heels. The problem is that they only have Cena. So it probably, I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, I still disagree. Going back to when Stephanie McMahon was the general manager of SmackDown, late 2002, early 2003. Right? So they booked her into an angle with Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
Where Bischoff had his 3-minute warning and his HLA, which I'm not sure if we're allowed to say what that is on the radio, but...
Do not Google it.
Do not Google it. But he had that, and they booked... So she's supposed to be the authority on SmackDown, and they booked her so weakly, right? To the point where the only person who could save her was Rikishi. He came out and attacked Bischoff.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yeah. She was booked so weakly. So why... So how... And you can't use the excuse that she's a woman, right? Let's just ignore gender for a fact. The point is, she was booked badly. She looked like a weak authority figure, and I think baby faces are weak authority figures. You need that, like, think of most bosses in companies. People hate them because they have to be the hard ass.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But the thing is, it could work as a face if they're going to do this brand split, like, it's been rumored because, good old Dave Meltzer says it might happen. Which, it's like the same thing as when he said, things are happening. Fantastic, Dave. Great journalism there, mate.
So what's happening with Shane McMahon? Things are happening. Great, Dave, thanks.
Bravo.
Thank you for that.
You're the king of journalism and one of the inspirations why we're sat in this room right now, but hey, whatever.
All we know is, things are happening.
Brilliant. I might as well just say, things are going down. What?
Shane's not happy. That's all we know.
Yeah. The thing is, if Shane continues doing this kind of like weird shoot promo thing where he's like, oh, the reason why the ratings are down and all this. It could work. But if he's just like generic tag team match, like, I'm just going to be like, oh, Shane, why?
Let's go back. So I said why Stephanie wasn't a great babyface authority figure. You said that she was. Explain.
Well, I mean, she was a good counter to what Eric Bischoff was doing.
But they very rarely interacted, and when they did, she was always booked really weakly. He's giving me a face where he's lost. He knows he's lost.
I haven't lost. I haven't lost, because just try it and see what happens. If it don't work, great. But at least it's refreshing. At least it's different from... Because ever since Vince McMahon and the Bret Hart thing we talked about, ever since he was like, Bret. And that happened. Like, they can't seem to function or book a show without any kind of authority or heel figure. Ever since that day, they've just never been able to do it.
Here's a wild idea.
Okay.
Right? Here's a wild idea. Listen.
I don't like wild cards.
Well, you're gonna have to. You're gonna listen to me,
please
right?
don't.
Have no authority figure.
Oh my god.
Right? No authority.
That actually happened, kind of, sort of.
Well, no, think about it, right?
Right.
Instead of it being Roman Reigns against the Authority, Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the title. What a story.
What a shock.
There you go. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Because the thing is, as well, there was a time period where they didn't really have, like, an authority figure. Like, they had Jack Tunney, but Jack Tunney was this fictional president of the company, which just appeared on vignettes and stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a proper authority figure. It was like, this match is happening at WrestleMania. Alright, cheers, thanks, bye. And then he would just go, he didn't exactly say it like that, but hey, I'm just...
You're paraphrasing.
Verbatim. So basically, that happens. But UFC, right? One of the biggest sports franchises on the planet. The UFC have Dana White, who's just this bald dude who just every so often goes, yeah, we're going to have this fight and this fight. But behind the scenes, they've got a guy called Joe Silver. And what Joe Silver does is he actually books the fights.
Yeah.
Right? It's just... there's no fanfare, there's not, tonight there's gonna be...
No, you don't
Anderson Silva versus Michael Bisping.
So you don't have, like, Ronda Rousey versus, Holly Holmes. And Holly Holmes wins. And she's, like, cheering, woo! And the music's playing. And then you just have Dana White go, no, excuse me. That's not how it's going down. There's gonna be a rematch right now. And then Ronda Rousey attacks her from behind and regains the title. I mean, you don't have that.
It's not, that's a legit sport. It's like in football, if Man United play Man City, and like, the referee just at one point just goes, you know what? We're gonna do the second half again. For reasons that we can't explain, right?
No, the referee just goes, give him 3 points and then runs off. the Montreal incident. Just like...
End the match.
Chelsea's 1-0 up. End it, run off.
Yeah, Leicester get like completely messed around and like, Chelsea win the league, ring the bell. And then my bet goes, like,
blow the whistle. And they run. Yeah, no, it's not like that. But that's what I mean, like, you can have a show without an authority figure. There doesn't need to be one.
And then that could be a great angle. It could be like, who's booking this? What's happening? Why?
As long as they don't bring back the anonymous Raw general manager again.
Okay.
Which lasted for a year, by the way. I don't know if you forgot that. I think most fans try to forget that.
I feel like, to be a wrestling fan, you need to have a selective memory. Or just drink, I guess. But the thing is, like, what happened was, that was so bad because it was just a laptop going. I'm looking at a laptop right now, and it was telling people who was fighting.
Yeah, it was awful.
Why? Again, you wouldn't find that in the Premier League. Just like, I don't know, a laptop with like wheels like going like up and down, going offside. It's stupid. The thing is, having no authority figure might be refreshing as well, because you could just say Roman Reigns is fighting Bray Wyatt as a match graphic. You do not need a 20-minute promo or a 20-minute speech from Triple H. Well,
that's the other thing. The authority is involved in basically every angle.
Yeah.
Basically. Right? They don't need, I think, I just want it to just go away. Just have a time where we don't need them. And that's how I'd book it. Have Shane say, okay, I'm going to regain Raw. That's fine, but he doesn't have to be there. And then that's a way, because I know that they've said that Shane's not going to be around after WrestleMania. So we know who's going to win.
Wait, he's not...
Oh no, he's only contracted... Did you not know this?
No, I did not know
Yeah, no, rumours say that he's only contracted to WrestleMania. So we know who's going to win.
What's the point?
So we know who's going to win. But this is a way that you could say that Shane is still in charge.
Right.
But he doesn't need to always be there. So then you have Shane still in charge of the show, but no authority figure.
Yeah, you could do that. Shane could just be like, he could just appear from his business in China and just be like, hey.
Via satellite.
Yeah, we're going to have a match. It's going to be Roman Reigns defending his WWE title tonight against.
But then if you were so married to that idea, then that doesn't have to be all the time either. That's the other thing. The authority is just too overexposed. They start every show, they end every show, they're in every backstage segment of the show.
They're on every
They're
network
on
thing.
Raw, they're on SmackDown, they're on NXT.
And they're like, good guy, bad guy, good guy. It's like completely bipolar, weird. I don't get it. It's like, pick something and stick to it. It's not difficult, but hey, it's Triple H, so he wants his little vanity project to go well, so everyone cheer Triple H on the next.
That's what I mean. It doesn't make sense. But what would you do?
I would probably get rid of the authorities altogether, in the sense that you don't necessarily need them.
But what would you do at WrestleMania?
At WrestleMania?
Yeah. Well, this is where it's going. So we have to play with the cards that we've been given.
Shane wins. Because
Shane
at
wins.
least that way you have something different. I mean, like, people are begging for something different. People are
Well, after having this angle for nearly 3 years, I mean, can you blame them?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, Shane wins, and then that way, at least, I know they'll probably do this for a month, and then it'll just go away again. But for like 6 months, at least, try it and see what happens. And if it don't go well, then fine. Do another angle where Shane's like, I want to take over SmackDown, and if I lose, then I'll hand over Raw back to my dad, and I'll just go back to China and do what I was doing there. Like, fine, do that, but at least do something different, because the problem with wrestling right now is no one is doing anything different.
No.
And the things, I mean, that's a lie. You do have, like, Lucha Underground and Ring of Honor on its way
Yeah,
up.
but I've discussed my issues with Lucha Underground. I like them, but I like their in-ring action.
Right.
And I like their characters. But I don't like how they set the show out.
But at least it's different, though.
It is different, and that's what we need.
We need something different, and WWE is the top dog. Whether you like it or not, they ain't going anywhere for a while. And you have to try different things. That's why, they did so well back in the day, because they were willing to try different things.
Well, they had to, otherwise they'll die.
Well, yeah.
They had WCW to go up against, so either they do things that they go beyond the boundaries of what they've been used to, or they pack up shop.
They need to try different things, because, I mean, there's no Cena at WrestleMania. Cena is the guy that's been there for 12 years?
But what have they done? They've replaced him with Cena 2.0 in Roman Reigns.
No one likes Roman Reigns. And that's
But no one likes Cena. Again, this time 10 years ago. Remember?
Why don't they learn? I don't understand. They
No,
just
no
they
one
just
knows.
they just do the same thing over and over again.
Anyway, so we're going to go to a quick break, but we'll be back and we'll continue talking about the authority, because you've got some points about Stephanie that
Yes, I
you want
do.
to bring up. So we'll be back in just a little bit.
Hi, this is Bruno Mars.
Hi, it's Ed Sheeran.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
What's going on, everybody? This is Neo.
Hello, this is Maroon 5.
Hello, I'm Ellie Goulding.
Hi, I'm Calvin Harris.
Hey, what's up? It's Rihanna, and you're listening to
Hereward Radio.
What's up? What's up, everyone? This is Neo, a.k.a. The Gentleman.
Hey, my name is Carly Rae Jepsen.
Hey, this is Bruno Mars.
Tell your Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305, and you are now listening to
Hereward Radio, bringing community radio back home, where it belongs.
Hello and welcome back to the Suplah. We're going to be finishing off a little conversation on the authority. Basically, Stephanie just doesn't get any kind of comeuppance for anything she ever does.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't get any comeuppance for anything she does. She kind of just walks around as the queen hen of WWE. And you look back again. What was the face for?
You said Queen Hen, but it's fine.
Look, it doesn't matter, right? Shush. I realised where I went wrong there. Anyway, the problem is that you look back at, again, let's look back at the corporation, Vince McMahon and Austin.
Right.
McMahon did have his comeuppance. Austin beat him in a steel cage after McMahon screwed him for in the Royal Rumble. McMahon won the Royal Rumble match, and he was like, Austin will never get a shot at the title, but then he put the title shot on the line, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and Austin won in a steel cage match against Vince McMahon, and that was the main comeuppance there. And he went to WrestleMania and he beat The Rock and he won the title.
Yeah.
Stephanie's not had anything. And again, I don't think you can put it down to gender. I understand that WWE don't want the men attacking women, and I don't think that should be shown on television. Yeah. Right? I don't think that should be shown on television. But there's no comeuppance. Right? So she was fired in 2014 in November after Survivor Series. 2 weeks later, like you said, she's back. She didn't get any sort of comeuppance. She didn't get anything. Right? She didn't come back. It's not like Triple H was rehired as a wrestler and then she started to come back as his manager. They were just rehired for the same position that they got. And I realise that it's a storyline. They never lost that job in real life, but there's no storyline comeuppance for the character.
Yeah.
The only time, and you've noted it down here, is at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey had the chance to do so, but all she kind of did was just hold her arm.
Yeah.
Because Dana White didn't want Ronda Rousey to get into any physical interaction.
And here's the thing. Who took basically the comeuppance? It was Triple H.
It was Triple H.
Because Ronda Rousey, being a UFC fighter and an expert in judo, which I don't want to mess with by any stretch of the imagination, she judo flipped Triple H.
Yeah.
That was his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Definitely got nothing. And that's kind of like the problem. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's because she's McMahon, I don't know. But she just never gets there's no justice. Like, she just does what she wants. And there's no... hooray! She's finally been defeated or something like that.
And that's the problem. They've stuck her in a storyline that is predominantly filled with male characters. Right. So they don't want to see Roman Reigns spearing Stephanie. And I get that.
Yeah.
Right? I do.
It's 2016
but
as well.
There's no female character to oppose Stephanie. You know, they have Paige. Now, what is Paige doing at the moment?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
So why is she not being put into a program against Stephanie McMahon where Paige gives Stephanie her comeuppance? The only match that Stephanie's had since this entire authority angle began was against Brie Bella, and she won the match because Nikki Bella screwed her sister out of the match.
Yeah, I mean, she took her out of the match. And the thing is, as well, like, it's almost as if you're going to have a Divas Revolution, you need, like, a female Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'm not suggesting bring out the beers and, swear at people, but, like, I'm saying, like, somebody who could be like, no, I'm not taking this.
Paige.
Or Sasha Banks. Someone from NXT. Just bring them up and be like, nah, I'm not having this.
Well, here's the thing, right? So they were building Paige, and I'm sticking with Paige here as the ideal one, because that's what they seem to have started doing. They built her up as the anti-diva, right?
Right.
So she, in a roster full of girls who were more interested in their makeup and their hair and all this sort of stuff, Paige was the only one who was like, I don't care about that, I will kick the crap out of you. Right? Essentially, that's what she was. But what happened was that then they were like, oh, we want her on Total Divas. So she can't be the anti-diva on Total Divas.
Because that doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. So she kind of lost her momentum because they wanted to stick her in this failing reality show.
Yeah.
It's been losing viewers every week. And just talk about her not getting engaged to her boyfriend.
And that's the problem as well. It's kind of like, you have Total Divas, which is in this weird quasi-universe in its own right.
It's so weird because it's like, okay, the thing about Total Divas is that you have Naomi, right?
Right.
Naomi from Team Bad, right?
Yeah.
She goes by the name of her. She goes by her real name in the show, Trinity. Okay.
Okay. Right.
But then we have Paige, whose real name begins with B. I don't actually know what it is.
Okay.
I'm a bad journalist in that way.
Brilliant. Well done.
But on the show, she's still marketed as Paige.
What? Okay.
So, what are you? Are you in the universe that WWE takes its storylines in, or are you in the real world?
Like, for anyone that's listening, if you watch, I don't know, because this is all I watch now, House of Cards.
Oh,
imagine Frank Underwood has his own show about his life outside of being the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And he's not called Frank Underwood. He's called Kevin Spacey. And you know what I mean? It's like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
No, I mean, well, you look at shows like, I'm a big fan of a show called Episodes. It's by BBC, right? And Matt LeBlanc, who played Joey in Friends, plays Matt LeBlanc. But he plays such an exaggerated version. But it's still fictionalized, right? You get that. Total Divas, you can't have one character going by their real name and then another character going by their stage name. And, you know, you can't portray the storylines that are happening in the WWE as being real, but then they're not real because Paige and Alicia Fox are actually best friends when they're actually fighting on WWE television at the same time. Like, you've got to have a middle ground, right? Either you're completely reality and that's based in its own show, right? That's written in its own way, or it's the characters in a reality show setting.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing that NXT has done for years was they did Bayley versus Carmella.
Yeah.
So they're friends in real life. They played that up.
Yeah.
And Bayley is...
And that's why it works.
Yeah. It was based in reality and it works. The Shane McMahon stuff is going on now. Based in reality, it works. But then you have a character like The Undertaker, who is literally a zombie. He is literally a zombie that comes out with fire coming out the stage. He rolls his eyes back and back of his head, pulls his tongue out, and it's weird, right? How can you have that and have a guy like Shane? Mate, again, I feel like this is the...
No, I tell you, no. The thing about The Undertaker is that it can work in some ways, but not in all the ways. Remember when Bray Wyatt had I think it was only last year, he had a feud with Undertaker and Kane.
Sadly, yes, I remember.
And he was like, I have stolen the power of...
I can summon the fire, the wind, and the rain. Like, no, you can't.
No, we understand that it's not real.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to portray this as actually... Like, Kane can actually produce fire. Like, why is that a thing?
He's not Charmander. He's not a Pokemon, yeah? You can't do that.
Kane, go!
Like... It just doesn't make any sense. And again, I feel like this is the story of this episode.
And it's funny because the era that we're in now is constantly called the reality era, which was kickstarted by some people believing with CM Punk's pipe bomb back in 2011, right? This is considered the reality era. So why have we got a storyline where Bray Wyatt is saying that he can now summon the fire and lightning of other characters? And they actually play along with it. Like, he's like, I've got fire, and fire goes off.
I know this is radio and I'm supposed to speak, but I'm actually at a loss for words. I don't know what to suggest because I feel like this is actually the main part of the show. Either do one thing or do the other. You can't do both. I mean...
That's the moral of this episode, basically.
Just pick something.
You can't have...
Be decisive.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, it just doesn't work. So... I don't know. I think that, again, going back to the original point with Stephanie not having a comeuppance, we need someone like Paige. But Paige now seems like they can't do anything with her because they don't want to hurt Total Divas, which, to be honest, looks like it's going to be cancelled anyway.
Sadly.
So, and then they've got Sasha Banks in the middle of a program with Charlotte for the Divas title.
Right.
So she's not going to go up against Stephanie unless Stephanie gets involved in that. In much the same way Triple H has got involved with the WWE title picture.
And this is kind of the problem with everything, because, like, Cena's out. He's actually confirmed it now.
Yeah, Cena has said he's not in WrestleMania.
Yeah, so we might as well move on to John Cena. But, like, the issue is, because they don't have a roster, and they only have John Cena, when Cena injures himself, like he has done, and you've got, I mean, to put it in basic terms, you have the Cowboy Stadium that could fit 100,000 people in. And you don't have the guy that's on every poster, on every video game. He is the poster boy of the company.
Yeah.
He's not there. And you're trying to fill out an arena.
Well, okay, no. In their defense, to be fair, I read this morning that they have already broken records. Because the tickets went on sale and they've already broken, like, ticket sale records as of this morning. Okay. So this doesn't make sense. So people are complaining about the product. The overall fan satisfaction is down, and yet they're breaking records with attendance.
I feel like we should just cancel this. Because like, why are we here? No, I mean, like, the thing is, like, WrestleMania as a whole, I think, sells itself. In a sense.
It's a special event.
But as far as the event being good, and as far as the event actually meeting expectations, if you're putting everything on one guy, and, like, he gets hurt, and you can't... It's like a football team relying on one striker. It's like Arsenal. I support Arsenal, and I hate Giroud as much as the next person, but if Giroud gets hurt, we're doomed. We don't have a striker. And with WWE, Cena's got hurt. So now they've been scrambling for 3 months going, we must think of something where it will meet the expectations of 100,000 people in this building, people watching on the WWE network, people that are paying for this on pay-per-view, You don't need to anymore. And it's just like, you can't rely on one guy all the time. And it's starting to really show. Cena's not young anymore, right?
No.
He keeps getting hurt. And you've got to put some faith in new people, in new talent, and try, for goodness. But again, try. That's another thing that we need to promote here.
Yeah.
Just try something different.
Well, here's something, right? So obviously we're talking about Cena now. Cena was meant to face Undertaker at WrestleMania. Like, that was the original booking.
Right.
Right? Because they were like, this is where we're going to finally pull the trigger. It's two legends of WrestleMania. They're going to go at it.
Undertaker was supposed to retire as well, wasn't he?
I think he was supposed to retire years ago.
I'm shocked he's still there.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
Going back to the point, I think it's a better idea that Cena's not in the match with Undertaker, because then they've got this whole angle with Shane and the Hell in a Cell. That's fine. But that's what the original idea was. And it's clear that they build everything around Cena, and it's not really quite worked out. But again, going back to the whole WrestleMania attendance record as well, like you said, it's a special event. What if this was, let's say, Payback or Extreme Rules?
Oh yeah. If it's any other pay-per-view, I think it would
Literally the same card,
yeah.
but a different event.
It wouldn't, like, I know people who go to WrestleMania just because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because it's like going to the Super Bowl, even though you don't know who the teams are, it's still the most watched sporting thing in the United States and maybe the entire planet. It's the Super Bowl. If this was on Extreme Rules, I don't know if that many people would even bother watching, because
I think it would still pull a crowd, but it wouldn't be like the breaking the attendance records, like WrestleMania is, simply because it's not WrestleMania. It's the same card, exact same card, but it's just a different event, and I don't think it would be pulling in 50,000 people.
No, and the thing is as well, I feel like if you look at UFC, they haven't thrown all their eggs in one basket. Yeah, you got Conor McGregor. Yeah, you got Ronda Rousey, and yeah, they kind of both lost. But that's not the point. The point is, you have all these different people, and you do have all these different fighters in different classes, and you know they're not throwing all their eggs in one basket. Even back in the day with UFC, you had like Penn, GSP, Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz. You had all of these people.
Sorry, can I just say, you know what's really weird?
What?
Right, my dad, he's like 50-something. I don't know how old he is. Sorry, Dad, if you're listening. He started watching UFC.
Just now.
This is a guy who's a businessman, right? Has no interest in any combat sports. He used to watch WWE when, like, nearly 30 years ago.
Right.
Until he found out it was fake. And then he was like, I'm not watching this anymore.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Either stay on and enjoy this weird ride, or you're just like, no.
Yeah. So he used to be, but he has no interest in combat sports. He barely follows sports. I think he only just follows football when he's got the chance. And then he came home this weekend and he was like, so, I don't know if you've heard of this thing called UFC. I was like, yeah, of course I've heard of UFC. He's like, yeah, I've heard everything about Conor McGregor. I was like, this is just really weird. You're like nearly 60. Again, no offense, Dad, if you're listening. But it's like, and he's just shaking his head.
Yeah, I'm just in disappointment.
But he's like, yeah, I've been watching UFC. I'm like, okay, it's really weird. But, no, sorry, as you were saying about UFC.
Yeah, I mean, they had actual names, and they didn't just, like, you could have a card with maybe two of these people, and it would draw people in. The problem is, imagine if it was just the Conor McGregor show, right? And Conor McGregor just lost.
Is that literally what it would be called? The Conor McGregor show.
Ultimate Conor McGregor, right? And then Conor McGregor gets knocked out, and then Dana White just gets up and just goes, oh, no. And then, like, that's it. And it's lucky that Conor McGregor is a champion in a different weight class. But imagine if it was like Ronda Rousey or something. It'd be Ultimate Ronda Rousey, and you'd just be like, oh, no, you need to win. No. And he would lose so much.
Well, the thing is, I think it's a different thing, because don't forget, WWE is predetermined. Right? So it's different. They can book it however they want. But the problem is that they don't build any other stars. They just don't. And any stars that they do try to build, they either are reluctant, look at Daniel Bryan, look at CM Punk, or they get injured, Wade Barrett.
Right.
Or they try and build the wrong people that the audience don't want. Roman Reigns. But they don't know how, they just can't catch a break.
And the thing is, they just have to look at their own history. They just have to look at their own past. The Rock debuted as Rocky Maivia, right? He wore this weird looking outfit where
ribbons
is all frilly and weird,
and he was just smiling and so happy.
He's just so happy. Yes. You know what people were chanting at him?
Die, Rocky, die.
Yeah,
literally.
People were telling him to please go away. And the thing is, they turned him heel, and then he did all the "if you smell what the Rock is cooking," did the eyebrow, talk about certain pastry, and he did that, and people began to like him. The problem is they don't let the fans organically create people. They have to. But
at the same time, they don't let the fans organically create people anymore. But at the same time, they don't let the characters organically grow.
Yeah, that's
The Rock would never have come about. The fans were booing Rocky Maivia, but The Rock wouldn't have been The Rock if it wasn't Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, if you
it had to be Dwayne Johnson. You give that to Mark Henry, wouldn't have worked, right? No offense to Mark Henry, wouldn't have worked, right? Can you imagine him going, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking," wouldn't have worked.
Can you smell what Mark Henry's cooking?
Exactly.
No, I
wouldn't
can't.
have worked, right? It had to be that. Again, with Austin, he went in as a ringmaster, didn't work. Right? Exactly.
God, that reaction alone. Ringmaster.
He came in as a ringmaster. He came in as a ringmaster, right? Didn't work.
Right.
So, Austin created Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? If you gave that to Kane before he debuted, right? Obviously, this is after him being Isaac Yankem. He comes back as Stone Cold Kane. I don't know why he has a double name.
So he goes from being a dentist to a man who has a double name. That's
it could have happened at that point. Who knows? Right? But it wouldn't have worked. It's got to be, so the fans have to give, it's kind of like a symbiote relationship in a way.
Right.
So the fans have to give them the direction of where they want to go, but it also has to be the person playing the character that has to grow.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
evidently.
They have to develop. And the problem is that someone like Bray Wyatt, for instance, hasn't got any character because he just says the same thing.
No, he just doesn't work.
Yeah.
He just doesn't work. Anyway, that is, I think we'll end it there.
Okay.
That's at the end of the show. So, of course, WrestleMania is coming up in how many weeks?
3
weeks. Oh, this is scary.
5?
This is very scary.
Something like that.
This is very scary.
It's like April 3rd or 4th.
Yes. But, of course, if you have any comments, let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to visit thesuplah.com. We're also on iTunes. Where else are we?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are
Instagram.
also on Twitter. If you just type in the Suplah, we should come up, hopefully.
Yeah, and let us know what you think. Are you looking forward to WrestleMania? Are you not? Well, how would you book it? That would be interesting. How would you guys book this? I was going to say the Suplah.
No,
that'd be awkward.
Please don't book our show.
That'd be awkward. But how would you book WrestleMania? Would be interested to know. But of course, I've been Liam Dunn,
and I've been Andy Kwan,
and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Hi, this is Bruno Mars.
Hi, it's Ed Sheeran.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
What's going on, everybody? This is Neo.
Hello, this is Maroon 5.
Hello, I am Ellie Goulding.
Hi, I'm Calvin Harris.
Hey, what's up? It's Rihanna, and you're listening to
Hereward Radio.
Lady.